Yeah, give you an idea what it's like to get into my little fab shop. Well, the one I'm working on. It snowed 3 or 4 inches a while back, and then it's just melted and got icy. So if you don't want to lose control, you have to drive off over here, where at least you're not on ice all the time. At least one side has traction, so at least you won't go sliding sideways. And when you go sideways on this stuff, that's when you get into real trouble. But the hard part is yet to come. I'm gonna get over to the right so I could get as straight a shot as possible when going into this, and so I could be sure of hitting this dirt here. And where I want to park is off over here. I'll probably run over some sticks, or at least to have some kind of traction. And I have none. I'm gonna have to go parking facing downhill. Let's see if I can get going all the way up the hill. No, I'm gonna have to shut the camera off so I can back up. Well, I made it up the hill. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, this van is, it's barely crunching the surface of the snow. So I am going to park. You can see where I was. I spun all the way up here. I backed down to about there. I just ran over something, and then just got enough, actually backed down maybe around there, got enough momentum going and made it up the hill. So yeah, I got to be careful on this stuff. Now to get things ready and kind of start to lay it out before electrical guy gets here to help me figure out how to lay this stuff out. It's a little too cold to get a whole lot done, so I just moved the lawnmowers in here. That one's been sitting uncovered, so yeah, pretty stupid of me. It may not even start in the spring, but it's got fuel stabilizer in it. So electric mower, no problem in it. That's going to start as soon as I put in a charged battery. That's the beauty of the electric mowers. Probably eventually get a better one than this one, but the lawn tractor will do most of the cutting. But for ease around here, I'll keep this one just for doing a quick little job here and there if I need to. As far as electric goes, what I'm going to do is temporary feed the 100 amp panel I got with directly from the generator when I get the clean power generator, which will be in a few months. But when the main power comes, I'm going to put it right over here. That's about a 30-40 foot, probably a 40 foot savings in primary power wire and trenching and all that. So it might be down to 6,500, yeah, I hope. Put the main power there, and when the garage gets relocated another 20 feet in this direction, and then I'll have the concrete down here, but I won't have the concrete pad in front yet. So I can run, once I get grid power, I can bury the conduit. You know, you could bury that like just a couple inches under concrete, but most electrical contractors will put the line down 4 feet below the level of the concrete. So in case the concrete guys get a little aggressive and dig just a hair too deep, it's still well protected. I believe if I heard my electrical guy correct, if you put the line under concrete, a conduit, and run the wire through that, you only need to bury it 2 inches. Otherwise, you got to go, I think, 12 to 16. But don't take that as a gospel on electrical code. But the 2-inch depth under concrete to the top of the conduit is what you need, minimum. Then the plan is to put the house right over there, and I'm thinking have it facing this way so I could get a good view out that way. And then this way you could see all this. Well, a lot of these trees would be gone, but this would be so nice and open. And when you'd be looking right from there, you could probably see right out to here, you know, and at the correct angle, you know, depending on where you are, about 100 feet that way, where the house will be. What I'm going to do here is, on this side, is put RV style generator box here. Then that will come through here and go up into the panel. Basically, it'll be routed in the same spot where I'm going to have the grid power brought in and connected to the panel. So I should be able to get away with only one hole to connect it that way. So hopefully I can just do a conduit and have it come up through the ground and have that wired up into the box. As far as lighting goes, and you want a lot of lighting for shot space, I'm going to put maybe a dual 2500 lumen light up there so I could spread it out. 5000 is just too bright. So I figured, well, if I have a combined 5000, that'd be nice to spread it out. So that would be plenty for running a snowblower. You don't need a whole lot to see when just running a snowblower, and that'll really light this area up real nice the way it is. And combined with 4 sets of LED strip lights, one recommended by my electrical guy, that would be plenty of lights. Have 4 lights, 2 rows on each side, probably, you know, near where these trusses are. These kind of like trusses or rafters, hard to say, maybe a hybrid. But near where those boards meet, so you can have it more right over the cutting area, maybe a little bit in. I haven't quite decided yet. And then same thing right on this side. That'll be more than bright enough here. And then for lighting under the cabinets, I'm going to have cabinets here. Under cabinet lighting on the same thing, stripped, a strip there, another one there, another one there. When I have cabinets up above the workbench counter area. Then I'll have a third one left. I might just hang that one up, go lengthwise over here, going the width of the building. I have 4 of them on each side going this way, and have under the cabinets 1, 2, and 3 lights there. And what I'm going to have over here, since I'm not going to be running welding right by the electrical panel, which can screw up with the electrical box, 2 50 amp welder outlets over here, so I can have 1 240 volt power, and for the main welder, and then 240 volt for something else if I want to have 2 plugged in at once and not have to swap outlets all the time, swap cords around. And since I'll be welding outside, no problem with that arrangement. And then if I need to, the extension cord on the the short cord on the welder, I can bring it out. But something like the plasma cutter has a, let's see, where's the power cord on this thing? It has a few feet of cord, so I could bring it out a little further if I want to, because I'm not going to be using that all the time. What I'm going to do is probably have it wired in over here, outlet for that, and an outlet for the air compressor. Since both are going to be running at the same time, it might be best to have 2 outlets. I'm not sure, because I only have 8 spots open, and for each welder outlet, that's going to take up 4. And that'll leave 4 open slots, one for all the lights, one for the outside light. I'll have that on a separate, couple amp circuit. Don't need much for that. I want that one separate. So that leaves me 2 spaces open for other outlets. Actually, I could put that light on the same circuit because it's going to be burning so little power. So 2 welder outlets over here. The power for the compressor and chop saw, so that's 1. Welders is going to take up 4. The lights take up number 5. Chop saw outlet number 6. Chop saw and maybe the air compressor, I don't know. Because if I'm running the chop saw, I'm not going to be running the plasma cutter or the compressor, so that could be just probably 1. And then have, just basic outlets here, a couple here and a couple there, just for convenience of, power tools like a bench grinder or a drill press or something. So yeah, I didn't get to welding up this thing. What I think I'm going to do to save a little time is just to get a new set and weld an extra piece of flat stock onto the bottom of it, and put on brand new skid shoes, and then I know all the base metal is good, and then just weld on an extra piece. But I'm still going to try to fix this one, so I always have a couple of sets. Who knows, the bolts could come loose and you lose one and you can't find it in the snow. So probably be a good idea to keep this and fix it up, so I always have a spare. Yeah, up there is where I'm going to have the power run through for that light outside. It's not going to be daytime light conditions at night, but it'll be bright enough to do basic things. Maybe have an outlet where it could easily plug something in outside, like a battery charger or something. If I want to keep this door closed and not have to run an extension cord, I can just keep the door closed, have an outlet right outside here, and hook up the battery chargers and stuff that way. So until next time, folks, take care and get out there and build something. Now to get out of the driveway, going downhill should be fine, but you just angle yourself over to one side. Kind of don't want to use the brakes much because you're going to go out of control. Use the brakes when you get to a grassy spot, so that's why I'm staying over to this side like it did on the way in, to keep from going out of control. Because on the way in, when I first got here, I was sliding all over following the same track, so yeah, it's best to just go a little wide and play it safe.